Hello! Welcome to Hear Ye on the Moonshot Podcast Carnival. Yes, that's right. You're watching Wacky Dacky Doo. Let's go to the mood with Moonshot. That is the official jingle of the Moonshot Podcast Network, and every time I say it, I get paid $400. So thank you, Riley.
Oh, shit.
But welcome to Hear Ye. This is a talking voiceover Moonshot panel. With me, my name is Aaron. I'm a professional voiceover artist. I guess you say that anymore. I've worked with like Nickelodeon and Activision, a bunch of other cool people, and I can't tell you or else my knees will get broken. However, I'm joined by an illustrious panel of brilliant, talented artists today, and I want them all to introduce. Yeah, I'm looking at them. I want you all to introduce yourselves. Who are you? What do you do? What do you make? Where can people find you? And what's getting you excited for today? Let's start with Theo.
Hi, yes. My name is Theodore Monk, pronouns he, him. And on the internet, I'm mostly found doing some writing and podcasting stuff. I've been helping out with the additional postage required as both a voice actor and writing some stuff for season 2. I've been helping some writing projects with Moonshot behind the scenes, which I was about to say I don't think we can share yet or my knees will get broken, but I think it's already been roughly known within the circles. Anyway, yeah, mostly I'm just helping out with like podcasting, writing, and like I said, dabbling in some voice acting and the like. It's not ever been like a thing I dedicate a huge amount of time to, but I helped out with APR. I like hopping in on like, performance streams. I was doing the table read last night, so I'm really looking forward to today.
Love. Who would like to go next?
I'm frozen, but I could go next.
Yeah, who are you, frozen person?
Yeah, well, we could really let it go here. I'm Sarah, and I have been a voice acting director for 3 months now. And I'm here to find out what happens on the other side of the chair and what I'm doing when I torture people and tell them to, I don't know, sound like a truck is crushing you or whatever I tell them to do. So I'm here to be subjected to the reverse of that. I am directing an audio drama called The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, which will be coming to the Moonshot Network later this year.
Hell yeah.
So look out for that. For now, look out for me whenever my camera refreshes.
Hey, we'll be waiting. I'm excited. I can't wait to see you.
I'm in costume.
Oh!
For voice acting.
Oh! So Jacqueline, you want to go next? I'm just looking at the screen.
Sure. Yeah. My name is Jacqueline Swampert. My pronouns are she and her. I do podcasts and stuff. I don't really do any voiceover things, but it is something that I'm interested in learning about. So that's why I'm quite excited about it today.
Hell yeah. I love that. And finally, I throw it to the last screen. That was my finally.
And finally, no one.
Finally, Izzy. Hello.
Hey,
I'm Izzy. I'm Izzy Sykes. I do a variety of different kinds of podcasts on the internet. Currently, the big one that's taking up a lot of my time is my SCP Foundation podcast, where I am specifically seeking out new and amateur voice acting talent to give them an opportunity to learn how to do this kind of stuff. Like, kind of a little bit of the premise of this, but maybe a little more serious. No, this is a completely serious segment. This is 100% serious. This is serious time. But bring them in, letting them get something for demo reels and to show, like, when they're auditioning, like, this is a thing I've been on, and being able to link an entire episode of something that they've done. And so that's me directing as well as doing some voice acting work myself. And I have gotten a part in a slightly larger podcast recently that has me going like, what the fuck? And I've suddenly been dragged into the horror podcast sphere recently. So look out for my name around there.
Very exciting. I love this. I love the joy. I love the passion. And Sarah, your camera is working great and you look fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking over here, by the way, this is the webcam images on this side, and then my slideshow's over here for kids at home. So that's why I'm looking over here. So anyway, Let's dive in. This is Hear Ye, Hear Ye. So first, I really want to talk about something that it's my quickest approach. This is the quick and dirty thing about my approach to text at lightning speed, because a lot of voiceover is cold reads. 99% of it, it's either you get it like the night before you get sides and you go in the next day, or you don't even know what part you're playing until you get in the booth. And they're like, here, you're actual. I know we read you for an audition for a camp counselor, but it's actually this. And you're like, oh, dear God. And they're like, hey, you can take 10 minutes. That's, So image structuring is a cool thing that I like, that I learned in grad school, applied to Shakespeare, blah, blah. It's much more grandiose. But the quickest and dirtiest thing that we're going to mess with today is the concept of like speaking in images, because we do it in real life all the time. If I say, I went to the store to buy some apples, you see them in your mind's eye. You see the store, you see the apples, and the other words are kind of, think of it as like filler. They're kind of, they have no pictures, right? As I said, I went in my car to the store to buy some apples, and I was driving fast, and that adds an element that modifies them. So basically what we're going to do is look at some text today, and I already marked it for you all, but we're going to pick characters, and then we're going to read some sides, and we're going to give really positive, fun feedback and talk about how fun this is. And we're going to try a bunch of things and have some fun. Context matters. So of course, this is not one size fits all for how we mark. So let's jump in. So this is my like sample text. Whereas have I flown? You've never heard of my world famous hot air balloon? It's dangerous, of course, but in this world, them's the breaks. Us aeronauts need to stick together if we're going to keep this world from falling apart. Now, what we're talking about? Oh yeah, balloons and balloon maintenance. So how I like to quick and dirty mark my text is verbs and adjectives. They get a quick little underline. So like, have I flown? Because they're important, but they're not as important as the images. You've never heard of my world famous, and then the highlighted things are the images. Because what kind of hot air balloon is it? It's a world famous hot air balloon. It's dangerous, of course, but we're getting to the point of this sentence. But in this world, which is an important distinction because it's this world, them's the breaks. That means nothing, so it doesn't even need really inflection. You don't need to think about it. You will know. It's basically this kind of goes to show that like when you're speaking or talking, you pick up on more than you as the actor can trust that the audience will know what you're saying if you're hitting your images. So us aeronauts need to stick together, underlined, because I like marking turns of phrases, if we're going to keep this world from falling apart. But it's not underlined this world because it's just this world. Now, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, balloons and balloon maintenance. So if you were to just say the operative words that are marked, you'd kind of get the main idea of this. And so far, I'm going fast. Does anybody have any questions?
So marking it, you mean literally like marking a script? When you
usually, yeah. Like I will, I'll ask like, can I edit the doc? Or if there's a printed thing, I'll be like, my colored pencils, and I'll highlight or underline it like the speed of light if I can.
It's very theater.
Very.
But
yeah.
Funny enough, the theater thing was why I was checking, because when you first said mark before coming to the slide, I was like, isn't that when like you tell where you're going on the stage? Like I was confused for a little bit.
I was a musical theater person for like 15
same.
years. Hey, so yeah, when I came over to VO, I was like, well, let's do the same shit that we were doing.
There's not a whole lot of difference. People just can't normally see your face.
Yeah, and if I
so you can
flail
make
and
you can do the stupidest shit with yourself.
You can, and if you punch your microphone or something, they just make you go back.
You just quickly edit that out. It's fine. It's gone. Just take it again.
This time, you actually can fix it in post.
You really can.
You can.
Does anybody have any questions before we move on? That was a lot, but like, well, don't worry. Like the scripts are already marked when we get there. And like, it's basically just underlining means less important and highlighted means the most important in terms of hitting them. And if you can do that, you'll get a pretty good read out of it. It's kind of weird if you were to just read it like with a robot. Do we have a volunteer to just read the first two sentences of the Have I Flown paragraph? Theo, would you like to read the first two sentences literally like a robot, except hit those words that are emphasized and like underlined? It's like 50% less than highlighted. but like a robot. Have I flown?
So wait, you want me like a robot, but then less I think I've got.
So, yeah,
Mr.
like
Director,
think like
I think I've gotten
energy.
confused here.
Yeah, so you can read it pretty monotone until we get to those opera. Just make them pop, but pretty monotone. Don't worry about like acting.
Gotcha. Have I flown? You've never heard of my world famous hot air balloon?
No, keep going.
Oh, it's dangerous, of course, but in this world, them's the breaks.
You kind of still get the main idea of what we're talking about. So, and it's quick and dirty. You know, when you don't have a lot of time, it is a quick trick, and everybody has their own tricks. And like all things, take every person's advice with a grain of salt, even that one. So
always do everything. Like everybody will give you advice for what works best for them.
Yeah.
And the thing that I have found that works best is like, take what they've done, figure out what part of it works for you, steal it, and make adjustments as needed.
Yerp. So our next slide, I have 8 incredible, some famous, some not so famous character portraits. And if you know the voice, don't pick that character. If you don't know the voice, I'll encourage you to. We're going to kind of do like a mock. We're just going to read, but like imagine if this is the character portrait on the top of your audition side. Like at the top of the page, it'll show the drawing. It'll be like, his name is Ichigo, and Ichigo is a hero. And here's his dialogue, and it's pretty much zero context, F off, bye. So I want everybody to pick a number of a person that resonates with them or that they just think is fun or funny. And no matter what the side you get, the lines, you're going to read it as this person. Even if you get number 1 of clearly a Genshin type, and you get like woozle wazzle, I'm a magic cat. But you still have to do it in what number 1's voice would be. Does everybody understand?
Mm-hmm. So are we just calling out the ones we want to claim, or?
Yeah, let's go around. Sarah, what number would you like to claim first?
Well, great news. And here's where you find out that I grew up in the middle of the woods in Ireland without a television for the first, 15 to 16 years of my life, and I have no idea who any of these people are.
Yay! So which one's resonating?
So I'd say number 2 looks like an art style from a relatively famous cartoon from, television, the magical thing that all the other kids had and
Perhaps.
I never did.
Okay, perhaps.
So because I don't know the voice, I'm going to claim number 2.
Hell yeah. Okay, so number 2 is claimed. Jacqueline, does anybody call out to you in this list?
I'll hit like a number 6.
Number 6. Ooh! Okay, I love that character art so much. That's why I picked it. I think it's so cute and it's evocative. And, all right, Izzy?
I was looking at number 4 because unfortunately I recognize about half of these characters. So I was like, okay, which one of these do I not know? Good. And number 4 is one of those. So we're going to go with number 4.
Love it, love it, love it. And Theo?
To me, it's a split decision between both ends of the scale here. I'm looking at 1 and I'm looking at 8, and I am leaning pretty hard toward 8.
Okay, pick what your heart desires.
Yep, I'm going with 8.
8? All right, okay. So at any time, if you need to refresh the image, just let me know. Hold this in your heart. And real quick, let's go around and tell me what you think about, what do you think who this character is, just by looking at them? Like what they might sound like, just like off the top of your head, there's no judgment here. This is like the experiment phase where we're like, I don't know. Like Krillin doesn't have a nose, so Krillin might sound like this. Like, we're just making it up. So anybody have any ideas off the top of their head, like what their character, just an idea of what they might sound like?
Mine definitely. Oh, sorry.
No, you go, Theo. You go.
Raise your hands. I'm kidding.
Yes, teacher.
No, mine just looking at it definitely gives me a bit of a sort of like, it's like sort of pompous sort of voice.
I swear to God, I always say I look at my audition sides and go, I think of it, what do you call it? Old school comic book looking JRPGs before dialogue, when they would like flash their panel and they'd go like, or but there'd be no dialogue. I swear to God. So you doing it? I was like,
yeah.
You're like me.
Number 8 strikes me as sort of a pompous sort of voice. I think though, if I wanted to, I could even turn it a little a little toward Vincent Price, not a full Vincent Price Radigan turn, but like add in a little of that sauce. That's kind of the vibe I'm starting to get.
Okay, cool. So hold that in your heart, and we'll come back. Who wants to go next? What are they thinking? Sarah? Sorry, I see hand. I saw a fan raised.
Yeah, I've got my fan. I'm dressed for the Ren Fair here with my puffy sleeves. Now here's my mistake. Because having grown up without a television, I was not one of the popular kids in school. So I don't know what popular kids in school sound like. And this girl here is giving me popular kid in school, way cooler than me. I am a butt worm beneath her feet. I was never allowed to talk to her. So she's not looking at me. Yes.
May I ask you a question? Does she think she's popular, or is she just beloved?
Now the sunglasses are throwing me.
Okay. Is she just likable and great, or is she popular like Regina
She's also got the camo pants on.
I know.
Which is such a vibe for a certain kind of character.
That's the only question I wanted to live in your heart until we start reading sides. Is this person popular because they fucking shred and kick ass, or because they're, I don't know, like rich and cool and are liked by people? That's the thing I want to want to bury that little seed, we'll see where it goes,
Stick
man.
it right in your heart.
Izzy, what you got for number 4?
So based on the art style, I'm like, okay, this is a JRPG character of some kind.
Perhaps.
It feels Final Fantasy-ish.
But
but I have played one Final Fantasy game, and that was Crystal Chronicles. So
hey, it's fun.
But I also see red hair and a beard, and my brain is like, what if that motherfucker was just Irish?
Yeah, let's make some big ass choice. Like, I want you all to go balls to the wall with sides,
big
like
swings.
Your choice. Yeah, let's take some big motherfucking swings, y'all. Yeah, that's right. I'm swearing. Yeah, your parents can't stop me, motherfucker. I'm cursing.
You're not on Nickelodeon right now.
That's true. Jacqueline, how are we feeling?
I don't know. I'm getting like the vibes of like character who's probably like a little bit bratty and like monotone, with like a bit of sass and like.
Okay.
But
what is the most fun that you can have with this character? Is it monotone or sassy? Like, what's a comp? Like, what's a comparison like type character that we can make here?
My go-to thing is like Gaz from Invader Zim.
Okay.
That's my first thought.
Okay, cool.
Getting darkness, dementia, Raven way.
Yeah. Are we okay? So we're feeling very Raven.
A little Raven.
A little Raven. We got a little Raven.
Definitely a Raven ass motherfucker.
Okay. Cool. I'm loving this. All right. So, who would like to go first? We're gonna pick a number between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're gonna pick that. And you're going to let me know what side you want to do. Only one of these is cursed. And if we have time, whoever volunteers can read the cursed sides, because they are so cursed. I wrote the most cursed dialogue for one of these. Anybody
really
feeling
want
like
that cursed side?
I also want the cursed side. That's a problem.
Here's the best part about voiceover is you're going to read the same side as like everybody else sometimes. So who wants to go first?
I'm willing to go first if no one else is volunteering. I feel like I keep.
I'll go second.
Okay, cool.
I'll go third.
Great. Jacqueline, you want to go fourth?
Sure.
Cool. All right. So, what side do you want? 1 through 5 or cursed?
I want cursed. I definitely want that.
Oh, fuck me. All right. All right. So we have I think I wrote some pretty decent sides. However, cursed text bonus slide. Do you dare? So a fun thing that is can you read the text, by the way? Everything's all good?
Yes, it is not cut off. That was one thing I was worried about. Actually, no, that's the one thing is that it does say Aaron's screen over part of it, but I'll figure
Motherfucker.
That out.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I fixed it. Don't worry. I got it fixed. We're good.
Okay, good. Let me Hold. Not now, Google.
Oh.
Don't you lag on me. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So, a lot of times in voiceover, a fun thing that they love to put when they have just the best dialogue is please grounded reads only, no anime sound, and then proceed to write the most anime fucking text of all time.
Interesting.
I want your number 8, that cat. Your Vincent Price-esque.
I might not swing as hard Vincent Price. The more I think
Even
about it,
so.
the more I think I'm gonna.
Yeah. So, but these are your sides. In that character, we are going to have the most cursed sides. So we'll start with the first one and we'll just run through it and look at the highlights. Look at I marked everything for you already. So don't think too hard. Just go for it. And I'm so sorry for what you're about to read. Just take a
I'm ready,
huge
don't
swing.
you
Just
worry.
wing it. Let's hit it.
Don't you worry. I'll wing it. Just stop pushing me. I'll wing it. Hey, we're heroes. It's what we do, right? We can't just let the baddies hurt people, can we? We have donuts and we have our friends. Come on, heroes. Let's go. Do I keep going?
How did that feel?
Felt good. I like doing voices like that.
But does James from Team Rocket cursed James from Team Rocket? No. But it's yours. That's the thing. You know how many times I'm just doing I'm using the Hank Azaria terrible impression of a famous person. Hell, it works.
Good artist borrow, great artist steal. Come on, I'm a
Thank
writer.
you.
I know this already.
How easy was it with the text? Does the text marking help?
I think I'm adapting to it, but not because it's bad, but because I've never done this in any of like the voice acting or performance stuff I've done.
Yeah. So let's keep going. And I'm so sorry, but that's Knifaloo and Riggy Miki, by the way.
Gotcha. Oh no! That Knifaloo is about to attack our Rigamiki! Rigamiki, look out! Use your ultimate attack now! That's right. Ever since I was a kid, I've known that the secret of a Rigamiki is in this technique! Dad, you've always told me to believe in the power of Rigamiki, but you died. But I won't! Rigamiki, it's time! Carnival of Lights! The festival commences and brings the dawn to the local children! No!
I'm gonna keep it really real with you. That was fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any positive feedback for that incredible read?
Fucking amazing.
That was so good.
Honestly, like, no notes.
No.
If I was directing you, I would say you nailed it.
Thank you.
The text gives me no idea if a Rigamiki is a person, a technique, a location, an
It doesn't
invocation,
matter.
and
An
it
animal,
does
a Pokemon.
not matter.
It doesn't matter at all. If you hit those images, fucking nothing matters. You can say
You really
anything.
sold me. You really sold me on like the relationship between you and your dad and stuff. You know, I really felt it there.
Absolutely.
I really
Thank
did
you.
love your internal monologue.
Oh,
I
Aaron, we
believe in
should
the power of a
I just have
Rigamiki.
to, like put the fingers to my head because I'm thinking really hard during that internal monologue.
Aaron, we should say we wanted to encourage the audience at home to also do these sides, didn't we?
Oh, 1000%. If you have a local recording or a cellular device, ask your parents' permission before you log on. But open that recording thing and read these sides along with us. And if you slap them in the Moonshot Discord as an MP3 and at me, I will read these back with you. I will counter every single goddamn message on that Discord. So join us in hell.
Yes.
All right.
Join us.
Do you want to close it out with the stupidest thing I've ever written in my life?
Hell yeah, let's go for it. Let me take a little sip of my seltzer water.
Of course. An actor prepares.
Mm-hmm.
But something that causes you to burp, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah, you want as much gas down there so you can add it. To your voice.
Absolutely.
All about
That's
air
yeah.
control.
Yeah.
If you run out of breath, you just access the breath in your stomach. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well.
That's
Talk about a fluffy situation, am I right? Akmugu would have loved the sunset, but he died. I'll never forget you, Akmugu. I'll be a hero for you and show the world your light, Rigamiki. You're my best friend.
Okay, we're having a lot of fun, but these are fucking legit good.
Thank you.
You said cursed, excuse you.
Yeah, I know. I did say these are cursed. Now I'm like, fucking Rigamiki, bro. I die for you, Rigamiki.
And here's the thing for full series for anybody at home, like, that is the difference between something sounding absolutely goofy when you're supposed to be reading it serious and it reading like good, even if it like the dialogue is batshit, is the talent of a good voice actor. And anybody can reach that point as long as you just put the work in.
Commit to the bit, and it goes so far. If you just go whole hog on anything in life, if you go whole hog, you can really overcome. But no, seriously, in VO, it's oftentimes you're reading the weirdest things that you don't know what they're talking about because they keep everything behind wraps or they just don't care to tell you. So if you just gamble and go big, bold, cursed choices, oftentimes the voice director is going to be like, let's go, move on. And you're like, oh, really? That sucks, but let's go. Okay, so who's going next?
I volunteered to go second. I would like number 3 for no reason other than number 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so this, with your character, who, let's remind, what number you are? Number 4.
Number 4.
Oh dear God. Okay, that actually slaps real hard. Number 3, or number 4. Text number 3. Yeah, off to the races. You have some kind of you have some, let's get after it, because everybody read the text. Everybody good? And folks at home, don't forget to record yours, and I'll counterattack you in the Discord.
Let me get into the voice really quick. I gotta do the like vocal thing to get into the voice, because Irish is obviously not my native accent.
Hey.
Yeah, do you want any reads from me of any words? Irish being my native accent.
I have actually been reading, so in one of the things I have been doing a bunch of SCP stuff in an Irish accent. Let me tell you, the amount of fucking off the wall words I have had to read and figure out how to pronounce. So I appreciate it. Cat basis.
Here to help, not to judge.
Right.
Yeah, this is a safe place for a really good or a really bad Irish accent.
Listen, the way I get into it is I just say Maeve de Bruyne. Maeve de Bruyne, catabasis, and then I'm in it. So, Your Honor, my client has already proven innocent by being such a cutie. Does that not tell us that they are incapable of such an act? Yes, it does. It really does.
How did you feel reading that with these silly markings? Did it make it easier?
I think it helped give me the kind of inflection I needed.
Yes.
Like allowing me to put the emphasis in the places that I would feel more necessary. Yeah. I think if I was marking it, I'm not sure I would have put the inflection in exactly the same places, but I like where you marked it because it definitely feels like a good natural place for that inflection to be.
This is for this exact scenario where you are given text and then someone asks you to read it in 30 seconds and you just want to get the main idea out and then get direction afterwards. So it's just like, hey, I need something. Your Honor, my client has already, it's just jumping in. I'm excited that I felt that. Anybody have really positive feedback? Oh, hey, Riley. Anybody have positive feedback? I do. I thought it was great. I loved it. I thought the accent was fun.
Yeah, accent good.
Yeah, no, I think it was really good. Like
seal of approval.
And talking about like the imagery, like using this to kind of drop those, mark those images. This was very vivid. Just hearing that, like I had like kind of an image just reading it, and then hearing it actually like the accent colored in so much more.
Yeah. Let's keep chopping.
All right.
Looking forward to this one.
I've got an accent. Pull the accent back. Let's go. God, I hate being hot. It's just too challenging sometimes. Could you imagine what I go through on a daily basis? No, you could not.
I felt looked up and down.
I love, like, so I put at the bottom, sometimes I gets an underline if it's differentiating, like, contextually wise, because, like, it's a great way to show if someone, for me, on a quick mental note, if it's, like, making a choice, if they're a little self-centered, where it'll be like, like if you're differentiating people, like my client, Your Honor, has brown hair where his client has blonde. So it's once again just quick and dirty. I really liked that. I am seeing who this person is, and I don't like them, and that's fine.
Oh, I think they're awesome. This sounds like a character I love.
I know.
It's those kind of characters that you see in something and you love to hate them.
Yes, 100. All right, fucking bring it home.
Did you dry clean my suits? I told you they must be hand washed in a pristine mountain stream using only soap made from crushed meteorites and unicorn spittle. They're ruined.
How do we feel? How do you feel? Talk to me.
Personally, I think I lost a little bit of the accent. That's just because I think I lost my R's on that. But
Hey, the performance though is solid, so it's one of those, oh, who cares? It's so fucking good. I love the fucking lawyer energy going through each side. I told you they must be hand washed in a print. I'm like, oh no. Like
the staccato,
yes,
genuinely enjoy doing voices where I have to put like a staccato cadence to them because it's so much fun to do.
I love it. How do you feel?
Hilarious.
Good.
I think that this character would suck so bad.
Yeah, I'm looking at them and I'm like looking at number 4 and I'm like, yeah, that is someone I love to hate. And how dare you dry clean that beautiful suit? Look at that suit.
Right? There's fur on that, motherfucker.
Can we talk about also Theo's number 8? Fucking appropriate that is with that damn cat. I live.
Yeah, number 4 could have been a hero, not in this timeline.
Yeah, not this one.
We got like each other's fucking reads. I'm realizing.
Sarah, you're next, right?
Yes.
You're number 2. So we have our purple-haired queen. What?
Give me number 2 then.
Yeah, number 2, purple hair. Number 2. Okay, let's get it.
Okay.
Okay, what are you feeling for this character?
I had a little bit of a think. I had a little bit of a percolate, and I'm feeling that no matter what I say, everyone will agree me because everyone loves me.
Okay, I fuck with that very hard.
Okay. Okay.
Thing is, Sarah, is I know this character, so I am delighted to hear how you try and do her voice. Like what you go with, I'm delighted, truly.
Okay, and I feel like as Revenge of the Irish, I'm gonna try and do an American accent. Please come at me, please. Like
genuinely.
I'm hanging around a lot with you guys, so like I'm kind of absorb it on a daily basis. But like, okay, let's try this.
Let's fucking go.
Okay. Sick. You know he's a wrestler, right? No, not like high school, like a professional. Wait, you didn't agree to wrestle him, did you? Bro, back in the day, he was known as Skippin' Stew because he skipped right to the beatdowns and because he would like skip around a lot.
How do you feel? How do you feel? This is incredible. How do you feel?
I feel correct. I feel vindicated. I feel like if everyone just listened to me, the world would be fine and benevolent. But
I do like how this character's version of Darker was just like, yeah, like
you're gonna die.
Yeah, I love it very much. I hear definitely the I know I'm better than you, and I like it.
But it also feels a little bit like not necessarily just I'm better than you. There's also a little bit of like I'm telling you this because not necessarily that I think you're stupid, but you're a little bit stupid in this specific situation, and I need to tell you you're being stupid.
Yeah, you fucked up. You challenged Skip and Stew to a fucking battle. How foolish!
Shouldn't have fucking done that.
let's continue.
Also, your American accent, beautiful.
Oh my god, it's so good. Yes.
I didn't even think. Well, I didn't even clock, but yeah, that was you were going.
Yeah, that's super good.
You hit like just the right level of Valley Girl without going too hard into it in a way that makes it sound genuinely good.
I mean, maybe I could go harder into it, you know?
Of course, you
okay.
can always.
You
Yeah,
always
let's go.
can.
Let's go American at 11. I want the most American keeping this
All right,
this
okay.
like fun girl. I like it.
Capitalism, 7-Eleven. I love my car. I love driving on the road. What's a train? Okay, I'm in character now.
Perfect.
Couldn't catch me dead using deodorant. Not just because of chemicals and stuff, no. The smell of a person is just a beautiful thing, you know?
God.
That was so good. I
That's so
live.
fucking good.
That was so fun. I like this person
Oh my
because
God.
they're happy. Like it's this blissful. You're bringing this kind of blissfulness to them that I really appreciate. Thank you for being American.
Just really, like, no matter what she says, everyone's going to agree with her. So she can say things like, the smell of a person is just beautiful, you know?
You want to wrap it up?
Okay.
A change of pace.
Change of pace. You're firing me? Why? Oh, okay. So now we can't just take things without paying? Since when?
How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Like, I didn't want to just start yelling on the all caps. I thought it could be a bit more nuanced with it.
Yes, and you definitely were.
Beautiful,
It
wonderful.
felt like someone who's like, I don't even need this job. My parents just make me work because I have to, but I have access to a trust fund that is mighty.
Yeah.
Or somebody who just doesn't understand how money works at the same time.
No.
Like, it could go in either direction. Like, this is somebody who fundamentally does not understand how money works and maybe saw their boss take shit without paying and is like, yeah, because the boss owns the fucking store.
So now we can just take what? Since when? I loved it. I think you did a fantastic job, and I give you a round of applause. Everyone at home,
Thank you.
I want everybody to tell all of our contestants so far how amazing they did. Put some dubs in the chat. And now, Jacqueline, we have you with number 6. Our little the bangs and the stripes.
Thanks.
What number would you like? 1, I think we did 1. We have 1, 4. 1, 4, and 6. Yeah.
1, 4, and 6 remain.
Yeah.
We've done, 2, 3, and silly.
I'll hit 6.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Oh no! It's not bad, but it's just it's just not what I expected for that number character. Which is a fun challenge if you'd like to.
No, I think this
re-roll,
is perfect for this
No.
character. This
No, I
is
think this
perfect
is
for
I
this
think it's
character.
actually perfect, to be honest.
Amazing.
Okay.
I watched the show this character is in, and I genuinely think this is perfect for this character.
Sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, looking ahead, this character is from a bomb defusal show. So,
And just hit those markings, and you're good to go.
trust me, this isn't the first or last bomb I'll be defusing today. You think you can keep up? Then grab a suit and follow me.
Okay.
I love that this child. I'm imagining this child being completely like, please just grab a suit and follow me. Like
This is like a character from one of those like Disney like teen hero shows.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like, unflappable.
Yes.
Plus the young adult
Unfeasible.
reboot of the Hurt Locker.
How do you feel, Jacqueline?
I'm feeling good. I like the markings, when you're sort of unmoored from context, it can be like, all right, here's something, right?
It's free. Exactly. When you're flying blind, it's something to grab onto. It's not always the best handhold, but in a pinch, it does something.
Yeah.
Now let's keep on plowing because I love this child or this adult in a small
Teen
cartoon
something
body.
person.
This 50-year-old, 15-year-old.
Exactly.
15 going on 50, yeah.
Yeah. When I was a little kid growing up in Farmersburg, there weren't any other kids around who wanted to be scientists. It was more of a sport ball town, if you catch my drift. Thank God I got out. Tell me again where you're from.
What do you like most about this person, Jacqueline?
I like that this person is I like that this person is like reflective, right? Like
Yeah.
has like a sort of like a knowledge of the self.
And like what you're doing such a good job of is it's very clear in the text that there's like a love for this person they're talking to, or like a respect, and I think you're really hitting it where it's like a tiny bit of vulnerability, just an appropriate amount when talking, like that, but the character it's not dropped. We're seeing a lovely side of this character, and I love it very much. Which, moving on, as I set you up for the alley-oop for the last line.
You should totally join our roller derby team. I'm the best jammer in the area, and you look a heck of a lot stronger than anyone we have. What do you say? Want to knock some people over?
I love this kid. I love this kid. I love this kid so much. How do we feel? How do we feel about this person? Positive. Anybody got positive feedback?
The roller derby team is going to kick ass. They are going to win immediately. Like, the confidence.
I want to be their friend. There's a warmth in your performance and in your voice that I'm like, oh, I see you're edgy, but I
this is that like friend. Goth kid who is like the person who on the out, like not necessarily like that tsundere kind of type, but very much like doesn't really talk to people and seems very standoffish and scary, but then the minute you're having like the worst sugar crash you've ever had in your life, just appears next to you with a fucking juice box.
Yeah. And it's like, it's there for you. And I really got that from you. I really liked your performance here. It was subtle and it was nice and it was perfect for what this needed. And I give you a round of applause, everybody at home.
And something I want to add as like a further positive feedback is I think Jacqueline's run here is finally really finally making it click for me, this whole like marking system you've been describing, because I think since this character compared to the others is like monotone by default, being able to see the literal emphasis written out as Jacqueline was adding it, starting to make like it would show how like every little bit really helps me have a character who otherwise is not doing, like, doesn't have a lot of highs and lows.
Especially when it's like, a lot of like anime ass characters, like anime cool guy is not expressive, or, it's oftentimes like a cold and calculated when I was a little kid. And you still have to paint a picture, but I mean, a lot of people don't, but you're supposed to.
But or they push it too far in one direction and you're just like, can you maybe pull it back just a little bit? Because you've gone too far into cool guy. Over dramatic.
Yeah,
I really felt that with especially with like mine and Theo's reads, like we saw those markings and the highlights and we like stomped down on them like with our whole full force.
Absolutely.
And you danced across them with like subtlety and finesse.
Yep. It was really well done.
Definitely something it's important in like the voiceover and voice acting fields is like to have people who can do the more subtle and delicate work of some characters, because you will always have people in this industry who can do the very dramatic, the very over the top and pushing on their character voices, but getting somebody who can do something that's extremely subtle is a much rarer talent to find.
Yep.
Genuinely.
Before we say goodbye, I'd love to have some time for any Q&A from people at home. If somebody can help me, I don't have the stream open. I'm like, oh dear God, I could read questions. Or if anybody in the chat, or if any of y'all have questions.
So, as I said in the Discord earlier, I went to my SCP podcast server and I got a couple questions because we have a channel specifically for asking voice acting questions. And I pulled some of the questions, and I pulled we had two questions that people asked as well. I don't know if any new ones have come in. I haven't looked at Discord since we started, but this first one's not actually a question. It's more like a suggestion for everybody at home, and something that I hold over one of my fellow producers, is why hasn't Audacity been recording any of my audio for the past 4 recording sessions, and why does my mic sound staticky on call? Is your mic plugged in all the way, Dirk? Make sure your mic is plugged in, just as a piece of advice. Make sure that you're checking that it's plugged in here. Make sure that it's plugged into the interface or your computer. Make sure it's plugged in. Guarantee you that it'll solve about 50% of your problems.
Yeah, and just practice recording things.
Mhm.
Get comfortable hearing yourself and learning how to. Because if you want to do voiceover, all you do is audition. You very rarely are in the motherfucking booth unless you're a god. So it's learning to audition and edit yourself and hear yourself and find your best work and
You have to
learn
get
how
so
to.
comfortable hearing yourself talk.
Yeah, it's all I do, unfortunately, is audition, and it's yeah, and learning how I learned from podcasting how to edit myself is very beneficial. But yeah, learning how to get comfortable with your own shit and whatever DAW, digital audio workspace, you use is the fucking huge.
Mm.
I have a question on just like the logistical side of things, or I guess
Yeah.
practical, whatever word is best here. Because I, consuming so many different random YouTube video essays talking about what it's like to be a singer or a professional voiceover artist, all these other things. I hear all the time like the emphasis on you literally have to just take care of your throat and your voice, your
You
vocal
do.
cords and these things. So like I'm curious for you specifically because you've already given us a little insight into your process when you're going into an audition or into a role. So like say like tomorrow morning, in a hypothetical tomorrow morning, you are going to go into a booth or you're going to your desk and you're just going to have a long session of doing voiceover, voice acting, whatever. How does your like daily routine change in the previous 24 hours? Like, what do you do to make sure that when you're in the booth, you're other than like get a good night's sleep? What do you do that
Yeah.
when you're in the booth or at your desk, whatever, that you are at 100%?
Good night's sleep.
So for me, I'm a water person. I bought this cheap Stanley Cup imitation because it's like 40 ounces or something. I try to drink as many of these as possible so that I'm not having to piss like every 6 fucking seconds. But hydration is of course important. If you have aversions to certain foods, don't fucking eat them because either phlegm or acid reflux will sit on your colds. But like a day, so like next week, I have a session. Yay, on Thursday. How exciting.
Woo.
We get to do the thing that we want to do. What a fucking concept. I will wake up, warm up. Vocal warm-ups are fucking everything. I can't do
That was one of
any-
my questions. Is somebody wanted
Oh
to
my
know
God.
like what kind of warm-ups people
Yeah, give
do?
us some
So
warm-ups.
give us.
So okay, mine are fucking extensive
the hell?
because Nick has me singing a lot, so I'm singing. My ass is fucking wailing for Christ, and so I need to do like. But even if I'm not, I do. I have a steamer on my desk. I have this.
a little.
I have a steamer.
Ooh.
So I steam every morning. I try not to sing or warm up directly after that, but I take 10. And then my warm up is my first one is for articulators, like the muscles that make our face move to fucking articulate words. So I'll warm up my lips, I'll warm up my tongue, my jaw, and then I'll do all of those things. My neck, my hips. I try to stay loose because I like to stand. And then I will warm up my actual voice with I like little coffee straws, these little thin coffee straws, and I'll phonate into them because it helps you focus that sound into a tiny little aperture, and it's kind of working on your breath support. It helps warm up your support. And forward placement is important. Not rear, unless that's what's intentional. But then I'll do another vocal warm up. It's like for singers using this and bubbles. So like blowing bubbles is lovely. We're using a straw and water. But yeah, it's extensive because you want to have as many options as you can because the expectation, this is a fun thing that I learned when I started. The expectation is a lot. So they are straight up just like, I don't like that character. What else do you have? I don't like that. What else do you have? I don't like that. What else do you have? And so the ability, the
Jesus.
free, like you're off, like a lot of times, yes, like I don't have a sexy instrument. My voice is not like I'm
Says
not,
you.
well, but I'm not like, I don't have an anime cool guy. I was not born with that.
Says you.
Well, thank you. But so a lot of times I need flexibility. So I'll voice a giant toad in like a cartoon, and it's just like, does this work? Does this work out for you? And they're like, no. Can we have something higher? And you're like, does this what? Having that ability and malleability to change is what has been my approach because I want to be castable. And I like when they go, good job, that was fast. And I go, I did a good job. Because all a fucking session is solving a wizard's puzzle. Because you're like, all right, let's go to line 14. The line is like, welcome to the park. And you'll say 3 ways, welcome to the park, welcome to the park, welcome to the park. And if they go, let's try a different 3, you got to have 3 different ones locked and fucking loaded. And, you know, when they say, all right, let's move on, solved their wizard's puzzle, on to your next line.
You got the key for the next room in the dungeon. Yeah.
You got the key for the next room in the dungeon. So warming up is hugely important for me. It's like everything for me. And longevity. I want to be able to do this when I'm fucking 70. And you hear people's voice change. If age does do that. But if you don't take care of it, it will, like a car, start to wear down and change.
This is why when you get like sick, you need to make sure that you're drinking a lot of fluids as well, because this is a very notable thing that like I noticed. I used to listen to my brother and me, and Griffin McElroy got sick at one point, and after he was sick, his voice was completely different. And it was an extremely noticeable change.
Huh.
Yep.
And so when you get sick, you need to make sure that you are drinking fluids and taking care of your throat. Because especially if you do voiceover work, depending on how you get sick, it can change your vocal cords.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I just got the word from our producer that I got to wrap this the fuck up. So
You solved the wizard's puzzle.
We solved the wizard's puzzle, and we made Hear Ye, Hear Ye. So let's everybody go around, starting with Izzy. We'll go Izzy, Jacqueline, Theo, and Sarah. Let's talk about who we are real quick, plug our shit, and then we'll run out the door.
I'm Izzy Sykes.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm Izzy Sykes. You can find me online at Lots of Deer on Tumblr and Blue Sky. I make SCP Research Archives, Hope's Hearth Pod, and Abbey Archives as my 3 primary podcasts. And you can find me on Beyond Help and It's All in the Cards Pod.
Hell yeah. Who was next? Was it me?
Jacqueline, go.
Jacqueline Swampert, just look up Moonshot. I'm somewhere there.
Damn, good job. Theo.
So yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky at 4wholemoons, .bluesky.social. That is 4 is in the number spelled out, whole is in not half, and moons as in, please tell me God you can spell that word. I do a lot of writing for myself and other things I'm trying to get published, but you can find me specifically on additional postage required, voice acting and writing, and also recording the Friendship Factory podcast.
Boom. And Sarah.
I am Sarah. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Sarah McCostumes. That's SARAHMCC Costumes. I do cosplay, as you can probably tell. But in podcasting, tomorrow I go back to voice directing for the disappearances of Lydia Fontaine. You can find that at lydiadisappears.com. And if you actually want to hear my voice, you can hear me talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! On the podcast Pod of Greed, which several other of our co-hosts have been on this stream this weekend. You love to hear them, and you love to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. They're on motorbikes for this one, folks. Thank you very much for listening to all our wonderful voices. Everyone was so good.
Oh, thank you. And if you have any additional questions about that have to do with voiceover, jump into the Moonshot Discord and just at me if you need, at anybody. But I'm there. I live there. And you can find me at Aaron Catano-Saez, all one word. Thank you for joining me and everybody here on Hear Ye, Hear Ye. I hope you gave a lot of money to the Moonshot Carnival, because if you don't, I'm coming for you.